Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to draw Kratos from God of War. Why have the gods betrayed me? So I'm going to try to teach you. And I always give a tip. Usually in each of my videos I give an advice. My goal with my art channel is not only to teach you how to draw characters, but it's to teach you to become a better drawer overall, to improve your skills so you can draw lots of things. But one of the very important tip I'm going to give today is when you start a drawing, it's really about losing the fear to make a mark on the paper. A lot of people, and I always used to be very apprehensive about that starting mark or to sketch it. So here's a really good tip, and this is awesome. I have a piece of leather, and on the back of it I put that powdered graphite, and what you can do is, just put it over your page and just smear it around, rub it around, make it look a little dark and a little messy. And the reason is because it takes away a lot of that fear of just starting with the white piece of paper. And this really does help. It sounds silly, but it really can make a difference. Because now I have this little like darkish gray, and it really does take away the fear of making it messy or this and that. So that's just a big tip. And another thing I haven't mentioned is the more you draw different characters, the more you remember and things like that. So it's training your brain. So let's get started with Kratos. I'm excited. I'm going to try to draw this fairly quick. I'm going to start with the head. And this is kind of my own style too. I'm going to draw the way he looks, but I want to add, my own personal way I draw with this one. I'm just starting with the top of the head, bringing it down, just bring it in. That's the chin, and the eyes will be halfway. So right now, I'm getting the basic form down, and his ears will be right here. And this is how I usually draw a head. I want to do this very quick because a lot of my videos have been longer. I just want to do a sketch just so you understand what he looks like. But he's huge. Another great tip is learn anatomy as much as you can. You don't have to learn every single muscle, but it's good to just know the basics. So when you draw, you can really do things like this, because he's a character that's got tons of muscles. His jaw comes down very low. So he has a huge jaw, comes down. And I absolutely love putting the shading in behind. I love doing that, what I do with the powdered graphite. And then just make a huge neck, huge, crap, I forget the name, trapezes in the back. And just make a couple hatches. And here's a good thing. Usually the head, about that width, the pectoral muscles are generally a little smaller than that. So I'm just putting the collarbone in, and I'm just sketching. And this is great for anatomy once again. I'm just sketching the pectoral muscles in like that, of the rib cage. So far you got this basic shape. Sketch that in, and then I'm going to sketch in the rest. And usually the torso, oh yeah, I haven't drawn like this. I haven't just drawn anatomy in a while, so I'm very excited to go back to my kind of basic roots here. But generally the stomach in this is about 3 head heights. And you don't have to be perfect. When it comes to anatomy and proportions, you want to get it enough to where it's going to make a cool looking figure. Don't be so analytic about it that it's going to ruin everything, And I'm now just doing the deltoids, and the deltoids arch down and come around. But like I was saying, when it comes to proportions, you want it to look enough so it has a resemblance, so it doesn't look awkward. But yeah, don't be too, don't take your time every little tiny detail. You want it to have, that's the goal of drawing. You want it to have some animation to it. You want it to look lively. You want it to jump off the page. Because, it's a drawing. It's not a photo. It's not, it's something completely different, and that's a big tip. But then with the bicep, just know your different muscles. The tricep will be behind here and it'll be in shadow. And then the bicep will come out in the front. So I'm just drawing the muscles in. And usually the elbow ends right about where the waist is. So I've got the basic sketch in. I'm going to move this muscle in a little more. Made this deltoid a little too much. No big deal. I love this paper. Oh man, this paper is good. You gotta get this. I am using Bristol board. I just picked up a whole stack of it from Hobby Lobby the other day. Amazing paper. Like I love it. If you're drawing on anything else, let me know what you draw on, because of all the papers I've used sketch pads, I used, so many different types of papers, charcoal, of all of them. This is by far like the best. I'm just very quickly sketching in the muscles. And for the rest of the arms, I'm just going to leave it sketched, because we're going to put, he's got like these glove veins with chains. So I'm just putting that. But like I was saying, Bristol paper, it's called Bristol. Amazing paper, oh my gosh. And then now I'm just kind of freestyling the hands. And this is the first time one of my viewers asked me, how do I draw these? Do I look at something? Honestly, it depends on each drawing. When it comes to this drawing, I'm doing the anatomy from memory. Most of this anatomy right now is just simply from memory, from practice. And in terms of the character, I got a photo or something actually on the computer, and all I'm doing is I'm just looking at it so I know the basic, because you're not going to remember everything. You're not going to remember, like if I walk up to someone in the street and it's like, okay, 5 minutes later, draw that guy, you're not going to remember how he looked. You're not going to remember the facial details. And that's why you should look at something when you're doing different characters. But as you start to get better and you start to practice each character more, you know what to do. It's just like, you train yourself to learn anatomy, to learn the muscles, and then you know what they look like, so you have an idea how they'll move and things. Kind of the same idea with that in terms of doing this, because I don't know what the face looks like. I need a reference. I have an idea, but I want to get it. So basically all this torso and all this section I did from memory, just from practice, and I'm really happy so far. I haven't drawn like this in a while, so it feels good. So this is basically the basic form, and then he has cloth linen, and it'll come down, and it'll wrap up and come up here kinda, and then you'll have these other little lines, and we won't worry about that, but the leg comes out. And oh my gosh, I'm really happy so far with how this looks, because like I said, I haven't really just sketched. I've been kind of looking at stuff and this and that and trying a different approach. So this is different. But then basically that's the basic form. Now let's get his face in, because the face is important. He's got this badass goatee. Kratos, man, I've not played the games, but he is a badass from what I heard. It's crazy how badass he is, man. Oh my gosh. So there's his goatee coming in. Make it a little longer. Yeah, it's crazy how badass. He's like #1 badass big time. And then he's got his lips that come up. And the ears, the bottom of the ears, the nose is a little below his nose. He's got a wide nose, so just make a little arch down and wide nose, then bring it up. And like I said, once again, this is a huge tip too. Once you start getting used to drawing faces, once you start getting used to anatomy, you can look at a photo, like a character, and you already have an idea. Okay, I know where that's going to go. And it makes it a lot easier to do it the more you get used to it. And then his eyebrows come up and they curve. And this is like his basic face. And huge thing is the scar on his right side, which comes, then his eye's going to be here. Scar comes up. And we will continue on part 2. I just want to get the scar in. He's got the little eye. First one, pupil. Then his other side, he has the war paint, I believe, comes out and just arches in. It comes all the way down here. Then we will continue it in part 2.